Hello, everybody. For those of you who watched the pod, this is just a little editor's note that while I was putting this together, I realized that for some reason, this video does not have any video. So, looks like we're doing a trip down memory lane and just going to have audio this time. So enjoy the show. Until next time. Bye. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Cousin Discussion with Bobby and Nina. I'm Bobby.
And I'm Nina.
And welcome to the show.
Welcome. Welcome back.
I was looking at my notes and I did remember that I wanted to start the show with hide your panties. 175,000 rice cookers are being, and then the guy's like, I think that was supposed to be pantries or something. Like, oh no, it's like, have you seen that?
Is that like a news broadcast?
Yeah. Oh no, he's
like a blooper.
Yeah. He's like, check your panties.
Yes.
Yeah. Hide your panties. I was like, what if we start the check your panties?
Check your panties.
175,000 rice cookers are being recalled. I think that was supposed to be pantries. And then the other news anchor's like, I tried to warn you, Dave. It was too late. I couldn't warn you, Dave, or something.
She knew.
Yes. How is it going?
It's going good.
I have my notes.
I woke up early this morning and then I went to sleep pretty late, but I woke up early. I went to sleep at like maybe 2 and then I woke up at 7.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I was just like trying to maybe put myself back to sleep because I didn't need to be up.
Yeah.
But I couldn't. So I was like, okay, let's just get it started. Get your coffee. I haven't done anything, but I've just been up. How about you?
I fell asleep at like maybe midnight. But I woke up at 3.
Yeah.
And I have been being good about not watching stuff in the bed, like bringing my iPad and watching shows or anything.
Yeah.
But since it was the weekend, I was being bad. And so I was watching Daredevil.
Yeah.
And I watched a couple episodes before I fell asleep and then woke up at 3 and then watched a few episodes.
Oh, wow.
And then it was, I want to say almost 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, you really just kind of didn't really sleep. And then I officially got up out of bed at like 9.
Okay, so we both haven't really slept.
No. And I did the same thing where I was like, okay, I'm just going to have my coffee and get started because I did have to do some stuff on the computer.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was, it's so bad to watch stuff in bed. I keep looking at this lint.
I have this bad thing where like I need to have, maybe I should get like I don't know. Do I need to buy something again? But like, you know how they have the sound things that you can put on while you're sleeping?
The white noise sound?
Yeah, I need something.
I have that.
I don't know. Do you use it?
I don't use it in the room because I thought about it. Yes, that could make me go to sleep, but it does drown out sound. So if there's an emergency, I'm kind of like, I can't hear anything.
Yeah. It's that loud?
It can muffle stuff to where you're not really hearing anything. And you twist it and it can be loud or soft, but it does a good job of canceling out even like mentally because you'll start to focus on the like that sound versus people talking or whatever. I bought that when we had the YouTuber neighbor
Uh-huh.
Remember? I
Yes.
think I brought him up here. Um, the neighbor was like, this was very locked down,
Mm.
and he would have these Zoom calls, and the voice was just so annoying because all I would hear is
Hmm.
like the is that intonation?
Is
Like
it? I was gonna say, is that like cadence?
the cadence of it.
Uh-huh.
It I I had gathered at the time, it took a while. I feel like he worked in HR or something
Uh-huh.
and was doing onboarding, but when I heard it, it just sounded like a YouTube video. So
Yeah.
I'm like, is he making YouTube videos? Because it was very like,
Probably.
hey guys, so today we're going to be doing this. And I'm going to
Yeah.
go ahead and go in like the makeup guru with my number two,
Yeah.
whatever Morphe brush. And then we're going to go in. And I'd be on the phone or trying to work. And I'm like, that voice, I can't.
Talking really loud if you could really hear it like that.
Yeah. And then him and I think it was the husband, because I
Mm.
do remember them fighting, but they would fight
You've
like
had a lot of
hard.
these, like a lot of these couples
I think
fighting.
it, yes. And I have another one now. I
Oh
don't know where
yeah.
they live because I think they just kind of echo in the light well
Mm.
of my apartment because I don't even think they're in this building,
Mm.
but the fighting is bad.
Yikes.
It's scary.
Oh, it's like that bad that it's scary.
Yes, where it's like fighting where you just the other day it was cheering because I think they were watching the Niner game.
Mm.
Like, yeah, come on, fuck yeah. And I'm like, okay. Because at first I heard it, I'm like, are they fighting? Oh my God, they're fighting. And
Yeah.
then it was cheering, and then the Niner game ended and immediately turned into fighting. Where it was all I heard was arguing, and then um I heard the lady say to the man, like, go ahead, I fucking dare you. I fucking dare you to do it.
Jesus.
Just do it. And I'm like, what are they doing? I don't
Yeah.
know. And
Did you hear like a smack or anything?
I
Ugh.
haven't heard that, but I have heard like uh like this it just turned into gossip. I have heard like a friend come over and try to
Yeah.
console the lady,
Mm.
and then she started fighting with the friend.
Oh,
Like, I
geez.
didn't invite you over here to just judge my life. And then he was like, your boyfriend is threatening you, and we are all concerned. And then that turned into a fight. And I'm like, how many dishes can I wash so I can hear this? My kitchen is so clean. I just need to be back
You're
here.
rewashing all the dishes. Sweeping.
I'm
Because
like,
you have a window in your kitchen. So,
yeah, that's where you can
yeah.
really hear it.
Mm.
So anyway, um, so the sound machine, it does work.
Okay. I don't know if I'm gonna do that, but um
I,
I need to try to find a different way to lull myself to sleep rather than a Twitch stream or whatever.
I know that watching Daredevil does not put me to sleep at all.
No, that seems pretty intense.
It can wake me up. Like
Yeah.
it
There's
has
like shooting or
enough.
something.
Yeah, and the storyline is enough to keep you awake and interested and
Mm.
not enough to get bored and fall asleep.
Oh, okay.
Um, but I've been really good about reading still.
Yeah.
Like I got embarrassed at myself because I was just kind of like, does anyone know about this? About reading?
Right.
Like like it's some new thing that I discovered. And it really can put me to sleep.
Yeah. I read a couple times this week too, and it knocked me out. So
Um,
I don't know what I'm looking for. It's right there.
I know. It's just I think the thing is that sometimes when you get in bed after you've had a long day of work or like even just being at a computer or whatever, just
Yeah.
working, um, you kind of don't want to read because I feel like that's some level of work.
Yeah, you don't want to use your brain.
Yeah. And
Like,
so
yeah.
it's kind of like, would you say it's boring? Like you want some level of entertainment?
Yeah. You can't say it's not stimulating because it's definitely stimulating, but you're not wanting the stimulation, that
Right.
kind of stimulation. You just kind of want the entertainment to come to you rather than you kind of working for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And zone out.
Yeah. But then it's so easy to zone out that freaking hour or two passes and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, I haven't really binged a show in a long time. And
Mm-hmm.
I took a break from it with Daredevil and
Mm-hmm.
then I fell into it again Friday night and last night. Today's Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Um and I it's so easy to do
Yeah.
to just sit there and watch something.
Mm-hmm.
Um do you feel like when you binge a show though, you you forget things faster? Like
Like about the show?
yeah, because there are certain parts where they'll reference things, and I feel like I'm so overloaded with
Oh,
information and people and
yeah.
everything that I'm like, wait, what happened? Because
Mm-hmm.
it's been so
Yeah.
concentrated
Yeah.
that I'm like, would I get this confused if I was watching this every week?
Mm.
Or would I get even more confused because more time would have passed?
Yeah. I don't know if I've realized that, but I have realized that I have a hard time retaining shows like the story if not just if I binge it, just like in general. Like I don't know what it is. Like I really just forget.
Like if there's a lot of episodes too.
If there's a lot of episodes too, I'm just like, yeah, I watched it, but I don't know, maybe it's just not.
Yeah, that's happening to me with this one because now I'm on season 3. I'm
Mhm.
like, wait, who was that? Who are
Mm.
you? um, but I really like it. I I guess I could mention my sleep routine that I've been into since we're talking about this.
Yeah, you have a sleep routine?
Yeah, I and I've been sticking with it aside from the last 2 nights, but I've been working out and I go
Mhm.
out or I go at night. And so I like coming home, showering. Like showering's a big
Yes,
part of having a good night's sleep. So
definitely.
hot shower at night, clean clothes, and then um also recently invested in nice bedding.
Mm.
But that's not necessary. I mean, if your bedding's washed, I think is
Yeah.
just as good. And
Yeah.
then so like clean everything, like bed, clothes, shower, and then I cut off the phone. Like
Mhm.
no watching a show, no falling onto like Instagram or anything like that. Um and then from there I'll read. And then
Mm.
it's the reading and then sometimes like during the shower like getting home, I'll have tea,
Mhm.
like a hot drink.
Mhm.
Um and then and then reading. So like cleaned. I know it's weird that it does make a difference
Of
because it's so
course, yeah.
simple.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I've been doing that.
Yeah, I have to take a shower before bed. I don't like, even if I'm working from home, like I need, it feels like I'm ending the workday and then like getting into, okay, now we're gonna relax and or whatever, or we're going, or just before bed I have to shower because it's like, okay, we're it puts changes the atmosphere to like, yeah, we're gonna lay down.
Right. It transitions.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we've known on this pod that I've been very bad about showering. Like that's not been a priority, I feel like since COVID times. It
Hmm.
was just like I'm not
Yeah,
going
whatever.
anywhere. I didn't do anything today to where I'm dirty.
Yeah.
So I just would get really comfortable not showering. But now I shower now. Another thing that maybe people have never like, do people not know about this?
About showering.
About showering and reading. Um but yeah,
Isn't
that's what I've been doing.
it's always the simple things that's like the answer.
It's the simple things in life.
Yeah. The answer's always been there.
Yeah.
And
I'm I actually did have that on my list to talk about.
what?
My just kind of like the routine of going to sleep and
Yeah.
from working out and everything.
Yeah, it seems like you've been like on a roll of a like you're on a good momentum of uh sleeping and gym and things and everything, yeah.
Yeah. And it's easy to fall off of that. Just
Mm,
like Friday and Saturday was watching a show or whatever, not getting the best sleep. But I have been in a good momentum and rhythm of, okay, time to work out. I've been eating better by cooking at home and
yeah.
stuff. So it kind of was a New Year's resolution in a way of, I know we said that we didn't have any, but it ended up being a new year to start things. But I feel like it's not just because the year is new. It was more like holidays and birthdays from October to December were just jam
Like
packed, and
yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Like it was just too busy to start anything.
Very busy, yeah. I need
So,
to because I know it happens every
mhm.
year, like just the busyness of I think it honestly it starts in like August for me, like the busyness of birthdays and just everything, like the end
Events.
of the year, yeah.
Yeah, that was just a busy time. So I
Yeah.
finally am able to start getting on track.
Yeah.
We're always getting on track.
So this week though, I think I'm self-diagnosing, but I feel like I'm starting to get allergies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because this week, um, I f- when I came back from I went down there this past weekend, and then when
Yes.
I came back, I thought I was getting sick. Like it felt like I was on the verge of maybe getting sick. So I was just like downing a lot of emergency.
Uh huh.
Um,
What kind of sick were you feeling?
like sore throat.
Mm. Congested?
Yeah, and not really congestion, just sore throat. And I took COVID. Oh, hold on a second.
um, the
I didn't.
lampshade.
Yeah, I took it off of her for a while, but oh my
Does she
goodness,
need
hold
the
on a second.
bathroom?
No, somebody was at the door.
Okay.
Anyway, um, I took COVID tests and everything. I didn't have it. Um, but like my throat and stuff was like super dry. I think that's what caused the sore throat, like just sinuses and throat being super dry.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then because my sister has allergies like this, and I was like, "Is this allergies?" And she's like, "Yeah, that's you have allergies."
Well, I don't know what impact this has, but we had that big storm, like
I know,
raining
and
every day.
yeah, it
So
really,
what does that do?
I'm sure that it like washed away. I don't know. It probably like pollen or I don't know. Pollen? Would it be pollen?
Dander?
Yeah, I don't know. Something was in
Hay fever?
something new was in the air.
Um, I I feel like it could go either way where it's like rain clears the air and cleans it so you wouldn't have allergies, or it
Right.
stirred stuff up and then
It definitely stirred it up.
dang.
Yeah. So if you hear me clearing my throat, it's just because I don't know, allergies, I guess. I've never had allergies before.
I remember in middle school I had allergies for like a week. Bad.
And
Where
then that's it.
yeah, and I felt so miserable. I was like, is this something that I'm going to have to deal with forever?
Mm-hmm.
Um I remember my eyes had so much like
Oh, yeah.
irritation and even just like stuff in them.
Yeah.
And I remember my nose being so congested to where it gave me a headache.
Mm.
And I just,
Pressure.
it was, yeah, sinus pressure.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'd have nosebleeds.
Yeah. That happened to me this, like, not a bad one, but my nose was bleeding. Um,
Yeah.
just because it's so dry.
So dry, so many orchards and trees and
Yeah.
just so much pollen and dander and whatever in the air that it I think for me it was even if you don't have allergies, you have to have some sort of irritation to the
Yeah.
air quality.
Especially here, there's tons of orchards and stuff.
Yes. And so I remember having that and thinking, "Oh God, I can't. I don't
Yeah.
want this."
God.
Because it
Yeah.
was,
No.
what can you do other than take just allergy medication?
I feel bad that I feel bad for people that are like incredibly allergic to like cats or like
Where
they're
you're
just
itchy
yeah and just can't handle it. It looks like you're crying.
and can't breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's rough. So you're feeling better?
Yeah, I'm feeling better. I I know I hate tea, but I was drinking a lot of tea this week.
I know you're not a tea drinker.
No, I really like I want it's like how we want to be able to smoke weed or just marijuana,
Yeah.
but like we just can't. I want to be able to be like a tea drinker because I don't want to have coffee all the time.
Yeah. Oh, that was another thing I was getting good at was stopping my coffee by like 11. But I think
Mm,
since I've been working out, I've been drinking more coffee throughout the day.
it's because you're tired.
I think so. I think it's more like, okay, I want to keep my momentum so that I'll go to the gym tonight.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I do enjoy tea. It's just I have to hit a certain point where I'm like, okay, I'm not done drinking something, but
Yeah.
I can't have any more coffee.
Yeah.
So that's when tea comes in. I never really
Yeah.
crave just starting the day off with tea.
I don't want tea I mean, I don't want tea in general, but yeah, I don't see how that would be like that wouldn't get me out of bed.
No. No, I'm a coffee person.
Totally same. Mhm.
Um I yeah, we had that really bad storm. I don't know why I put that in my notes.
It rained for like 3 weeks.
And then alerts.
Oh my
Like
god,
I
like
would
the
get
most intense alerts.
life-threatening,
Severe
fatal,
weather.
stay home.
Yeah.
Uh uh don't leave the house unless you're fleeing. Like fleeing? Should I pack a
I don't mean
bag?
to laugh, but it's just I'm grateful that that didn't we know, but like it wasn't like that.
Yeah.
But the words they used were so scary.
Yes. I got that like Amber Alert type of alert where it's like,
Oh my
"Ah!"
God.
and
That shit
it's
scares the hell out of me.
fatal storm
Yeah.
and all this stuff. Don't leave the house unless you're fleeing the location.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, do I need to pack?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
what? And then, yeah, you're right. Like, thank God it didn't get that bad, but it was really marketed as
Yeah.
even on the freeway, like how they have
The
those
Caltrans
yeah,
like
it's like
signs.
stay home.
Yeah.
Like
God.
avoid travel on Monday. And it
Yeah.
was
Even
bad.
for work, it was like mandatory telework Monday through Wednesday. They were like, don't even try to come into the office.
And I think we're out of being in a drought now.
Really? It
I
was that much rain?
I think so. Or we're at the like I remember that being a thing, like we were at the marker where we're technically not in a drought or a little bit in a drought, not severe.
Wow, we've been in a severe drought for a long time.
And then
I don't remember when we weren't.
something about it hasn't rained like this since like the 1800s or
Really?
something.
Yeah. They
Whoa.
really said California needs water. It
When it rains, it pours. I think I said that to myself by myself. Like I was just like hearing the rain start and I'm like, huh. When it rains, it pours.
Oh my gosh.
So bad.
Yeah, but we saw each other. We hung
did.
out.
We
Yeah.
hung out. We had a good weekend.
Yeah. It was a good weekend.
We went to that Winters bar in Pacifica, which
Yeah.
we've gone to before after Trixie and Katya.
Yeah.
I still like it there.
Yeah, I like it there too.
I don't know why it's just you can kind of do whatever you want and the people don't they're like as far as the bartender or bartenders and just the crowd that gathers there, it's not as like judgy.
Yeah, that's why I like it there because it's like it doesn't matter who you are,
Yeah.
doesn't matter what you're wearing. Like this is a bar. Like it's not trying to be something it's not.
And it doesn't have those I get the feeling from I've been there multiple times. It doesn't have the regulars that go there where they're like,
Uh,
who are you? Like, don't make this place like that. Kind of a, because we'll play
yeah.
our music and like we're
Yeah, no
laughing
one
and doing
cares.
whatever, and it's no one cares.
Yeah.
I love
Paris
that.
Hilton's playing and like no one cares.
Yeah,
no one's like, what is this?
Yeah, this is a like rock kind of a bar or whatever.
Yeah.
I really liked it, but we had fun.
Yeah. I met up with you guys there.
Mm-hmm.
And then
what else did we do? We had dinner.
Yeah, at Lucky Chance. Lucky Chances.
But we also went to the Italian restaurant in
Oh
the
my
neighborhood.
gosh. Yeah.
That was good. Yeah, we had a fun weekend.
Yeah. And then I love after like we go out, we have our talks in the morning.
Yes.
Well, we talk at night. We cap it off with a talk, and then we pass out, and then we wake up, and then we talk again about. We recap.
We recap the night, and then we also kind of like delve into. Do you ever do this, or do you think that this means this? Like kind of serious, real talk.
I love it.
I do too. Because it's a different headspace.
It is a different headspace. And I don't like really um how do I say that? It's not this, but like I don't know. You and I definitely are able to resonate with each other on like that same level.
Yeah, where it's just hearing the other person out, understanding like, okay, I see your point of view,
Mm,
and then also just kind of talking through it, kind of
yeah.
a thing. Um,
Hold on. The dogs are barking.
okay. I can't hear it.
My screen's lighting up, so it's gonna you're gonna be able to hear it.
Okay. I don't think I will though.
Oh, okay. Well, it's like with those sirens,
Yeah.
maybe. So you'll
So I
probably
think
hear it
it'll pick,
later.
I think mine picks up the stuff, but I think because I'm recording
Oh,
you,
oh,
it's
okay.
blocking it out.
Oh, okay. Well,
But
okay.
you can probably hear it on your mic
Yeah.
because these mics pick up everything.
They're very sensitive,
Yes.
which is good, but then also bad. Um, but yeah, we had our talk.
We did.
And then we were just like, that's why we wanted to start this podcast.
Yeah, we had that. I remember bringing it up about how those kinds of talks are what started the saying of us being like at the end of those conversations where we're like, we should have recorded that or that should have been a
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
And then adding on to the fact that we would say that so many times that now we can't say that anymore because we
Yep.
do have a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good that I feel accomplished in that. Like,
Yeah,
wow,
definitely. Same.
we've said it, and that's not a thing anymore. Like
Right.
wanting that.
Yeah.
We're on our second year of this.
Yeah. I was asked like when we started this, and I forgot exactly when, and then remember, well, it was you remember we posted it on Instagram like, hey, we're starting this podcast, and it was
Yeah.
like June of 21.
Yeah, I know it was 21.
And I was like, oh my God, it's gonna be like 2 years soon.
Do you ever listen to old episodes?
I do sometimes, yeah.
I caught myself doing that too.
And oh my God. I need to there was this one episode where I was like getting irritated with myself because I kept saying the word energy. It's like you don't even really use that word. What are you talking
Why
about?
now?
Yeah.
Why are you using it now and using it a lot? I do that with myself too, where I'm thinking, you keep saying that. Stop saying that. And then I'll say it more.
Yeah, I think I need to learn how to I don't because I don't know. It's hard to we're getting at least for me like getting more comfortable with this, and I know it's just you and I talking, but um really trying to just be myself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I used to I used to really be conscious about that to where like conscious about what I'm putting out as far as even just being on camera to
Yeah.
where I know I wasn't being myself.
Yeah.
And now I don't know, that kind of went away
Mm,
for me, but I know there's been a progress in this. There has to be. I mean, we're doing it so frequently that we're
mm,
bound to get better at something because we have so
sure.
many reps of
Yeah.
doing it. But
Mm-hmm.
I do remember having that issue with myself where I mean, I'm sure I still do it, but not as I used to be so critical.
Oh yeah, I
Like
still am.
put your mannerisms like this, like do this, don't say that kind of a
Mm,
thing.
mm-hmm.
And I think this does help um with that because at least for me, I'm not trying to sell something. I'm
Mm,
not trying to project something or explain something like
Yeah.
a PowerPoint presentation. Like,
Right.
okay, I need to make sure I say this and I have to open up
Yeah.
with this. And there's no
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
that's where I trip up on things,
Mhm.
where I'm
Yeah.
calculating.
Yes. I need to work on that. The calculate. It just kind of happens. Like I don't even realize that it does. And I know that this me saying that it probably comes off as like me being fake a little bit.
Like you're normally fake.
No, like why haven't you does it come I don't know, like why haven't you been yourself? You know what I mean? It's
I
just
don't think so.
okay. I just yeah. I mean, I am a very like quiet person, so this is definitely like I like that we're doing this.
Yeah. I think for me too, I think people, I know I get the, you're so quiet, or you're so this, or you're so shy to
You've
me.
gotten that?
Yeah.
Really?
And I remember I had to start shutting people down where I'm like, what does shy mean to you? Because you're
Mm.
talking to me and I'm talking to you, and there's no, I'm not like backing out of this conversation. I don't know what that is.
I've always gotten that. Like, you're so quiet. Why don't you talk? And um, I used to get even more shy when people, especially when I was a kid, when people would say that.
Bright red.
And yes, because
Bright
it's
red.
like, why are you calling me out? But
And why are you turning red right now?
God, why? But like, as I got older, it's just like, I realized like, I don't need to say anything. If I need to say something, I'll say it.
Yes. I've also realized that I used to think that too, like that would kind of give me a complex, like, God, I need to start saying something. I need to be a little
Yes.
bit more vocal. I need to step up and do whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but I think the fact that we can be in a room and not need to be the center of attention is also a just as valuable as being someone that needs to just own
Yeah.
everything. Because we listen
Yes.
and there's a
I-
consciousness of what we're doing. And when we're talking to certain people, it's I'm going to say something because I genuinely have something to say. I'm not
mm,
just saying something just to run my mouth and like
yeah.
talk over everyone.
Yeah. I don't even know how to run my mouth. Like I just if there are times when I'm like, I really don't know what to say. But it's not because I don't want to add to the conversation. It's just like I don't think I'll say something when I think that it's important enough to say.
Yeah. And I feel like
And
that's how it should be.
yeah, I guess I think so too.
I think
I don't
sometimes
know.
it's like the ones that have to keep like talking those are the ones that are insecure and uncomfortable. I'm gonna
Mm.
flip it on them. Why do you talk so much? Why
I
do you
would love to say that. Yeah.
I think you talk a lot. Anyway, I do remember getting that complex of like being confronted on you never say anything.
I don't know what
Okay.
that is of like needing to say something.
Yeah, what do you want me to do? I'm here.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
feel like this all mostly
I'm
comes from
listening.
school.
Oh yeah. I was so quiet. I mean, I still am, but yeah, all the kids would tell me like, "Why are you so quiet? Why are you so shy?" And it's like, I don't know, maybe that like seeing somebody shy or not shy, but just quiet like makes them uncomfortable.
Because I can't read you.
Yeah, cuz yes, it's that. They can't read who you are and I know I've mentioned this before like a lot of people just thought I was like a bitch cuz I'm just quiet and
Yeah,
they got their own interpretation of who I was
they built their
and
own perspective.
until until I started to talk to them and they were like, I thought you were just like this bitch. And I was like, what?
God,
Yeah.
I thought you didn't like us.
Yeah. even in high school, this girl that I became really good friends with, like later on in high school, she was like, I was always so afraid of you. And I was like, what?
Hmm?
For what?
Like they think you're mean.
Yeah, it's interesting that that's like the first like thing they go to.
I think it's an insecurity thing.
I don't know.
Like you're putting me up to my own perception of what you are because you're not giving me anything to work with.
Yeah, yeah.
But also, not to get stuck on this, but I also like, I don't just ignore everyone. Like, I'm not mean.
No, yeah.
Like, I'm genuinely like, hi, how are you?
Yeah.
Whatever. But I'm nice.
Yeah.
I
Same.
I remember this happened a lot in school. I remember like, I'm just like walking around and then I see someone I know, I like smile at them, like, hey, whatever. I remember there were a few people who were always like, you're always smiling.
But then people tell
How
you
is that a
to smile.
problem? What do you I remember one time I was working this one job and like this guy he was a bitter guy. And
Mm,
I didn't really interact with him all the time, but I do remember this one time and I had known that he was like, what
yeah.
like kind of mean.
Yeah.
Um I do remember coming in and I remember like he was the first person that I saw. So I like smiled at him like, hi, like I don't really know you, but like, hello. And then he was like, why are you smiling?
Ew.
And I remember I'm so tired of that.
Mm.
I remember saying to him, I said, I just got here. I don't have
Yeah.
any reason to be upset already. And then
What
I
do you
think
say?
he was like, "Oh, no, I'm just saying like
You caught him
backpedaling."
off guard, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like,
Because you
"I
didn't
just
entertain
got
that.
here." And then I think I was so rude to him after that. I didn't.
Good.
I
Why
remember like he would come in and start talking to people and I didn't even look at him. Why do I want to
don't?
talk to that?
Yeah. No, don't. You already tried. You smiled like you no.
Polite.
Yeah.
And
Mm-mm.
I'm like, "No. I'm so protective of my essence at
Mm.
this point in life
Yeah.
where I'm like, if you're going to be rude, then I'm not going to be nice to you. And it's not my job to make you have a better day.
Mm.
Go be mad."
Yeah. Yeah. I don't have patience anymore. And to kind of relay back to what you said, but as far as talkative people, there's different levels of that, I think.
Yeah.
Like as far as like somebody who just runs their mouth to run their mouth, that's who we were talking about, but not like a communicative, talkative person. That's different.
Right. Because there are
And I
people that are,
appreciate them.
yes, that are
I appreciate.
social,
Yes.
like genuinely want to engage with everyone and
Yes.
whatever, versus the person who's literally just being a loudmouth.
Yeah. Yes. I just wanted to make that distinction because,
Yeah, that's a good point
mhm,
because someone who does kind of own the room, sometimes that is like that's just their personality, that's who
yeah.
they are, but it's also from a genuine state of like community maybe kind
Yeah.
of a
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Like let's all get together and talk, but there are the ones that are just chirp 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 all the stuff like the
Nonsense.
naughty kids.
Yeah. Chirp, chirp, chirp.
God.
Yeah. Yeah. There are those that is just like, how are there still words coming out of your mouth? Like, how do you even like think of all of these things?
I remember I was saying, I feel like I said it on here. There's someone who likes to
Mm.
talk so much that I felt like the talking was like in between thoughts was like, okay, so how are you doing today? Okay, so what's going on? Okay, talk, 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 talk. So, I think that we need to like, I don't have anything to say. I just need to talk. So
Yeah.
I just need to say talk. Like, okay, talk, talk, talk. So, God.
Oh boy.
Anyway, how did
Yeah.
we get on that?
I have no idea. how we got on that.
but we
Anyway,
that's our personalities.
yeah, we appreciate the ones. We appreciate the opposites because it, it balances it out.
Do you have any additional notes or anything? Oh,
Um,
I did want to add on here because I don't know if I
yeah.
did say it here. I did finally have the Bacardi with Tiki Punch,
Oh yeah.
and it
How
was
was it?
so good. And
It
I had shared it with a few other people, and they're
mm,
like, "This is really good." And I said, "Yeah, I've been concocting this idea in my
mm-hmm.
head," and they're like, "Yeah, this is really like a good combination. It's really good." And I said, "I've been trying to drink this for over a year." And
Because
they're
you
like,
can't find Tiki Punch.
"No." And then they were like, "Oh, this is your first time trying it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." First time
So
trying it, and it was good that to where it seemed like, "Oh, I thought this was just your regular signature cocktail."
irregular.
Yeah.
Um,
I just wanted to provide an update
do
on
you
that.
s- do you have Tiki Punch at home now?
Yeah, I
Like, did
still
you?
have it.
Okay. How would you kind of like dress it up?
Like to make it.
Like, I don't know, would you put like a lime in there or something, or
Oh no, just a lot of
just
ice.
uh-huh.
Because I was drinking it yesterday.
Mm,
Because one of my sisters came over,
mm-hmm.
and that was our just hanging out daytime cocktail.
Yeah.
And it was just a lot of ice. And I was very good. I used a shot, like it's not a
Mm,
shot
mm,
glass, it's the thing from the bar that is a shot. It's like
yeah.
that metal
Yeah.
thing that looks like a V. Um,
Yes.
I used that. I put two
Mm-hmm.
shots of Bacardi, and
Mm-hmm.
then I filled the rest up with uh, Tiki Punch.
I love it.
It was really good, and it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
I think what I like about it is it doesn't have that like soury, um, citric type of flavor
Mm.
where it gives you the pimple on the tongue. You know, where your
Yeah.
like taste
Yeah.
buds get
Like a
so
Smirnoff.
ugh. Yes. So um like yeah, like Smirnoff Ice,
That'll
uh
do it.
or Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Mm-mm.
I'm already I can feel the front of my
The
tongue
film.
being like acidic. For some reason, even though I'm sure it's loaded with sugar, a sugary
Yeah.
drink, it doesn't have that sweetness that bothers me.
I haven't had Tiki Punch in so long that I don't remember what it tastes like.
Me too. That's why I was very hesitant. Like, oh my God, is this
Yeah.
even going to be good? Because I can't
Yeah.
remember what this tasted like.
That reminds me of like early 2000s summer.
We
I
never
don't know
drank
why.
water.
No, we didn't.
And the weather up there is so hot,
We're just running around dehydrated.
dehydrated. And
Just
then we would
dehydrated
eat the
kids.
nong shim,
Oh my God, with all the sodium.
sodium.
How were we alive? We had no water.
How are we not peeing dust? We're neon. Like,
So bad.
so bad, so dehydrated.
Nongshim.
Gross. I haven't had one of those in a long time.
Same.
I'm embarrassed to say it took me a long time. I want to say I was already in college for me to realize like what sodium was. Like to
Yeah, I get it.
look at a label and be like, "Oh my God. The sodium on this is like 2,000 something.
Yeah.
It's like a
And
week's worth of sodium."
oh my God. Sometimes I still crave it though. Like I still want it sometimes.
Yeah, I know it's still good.
Of course.
We
It's
could,
so bad. That's why it's so good.
um yeah, so I just remember eating that all the time. I haven't had that in a while though.
Mm-hmm.
Um I'm looking at any additional notes that I have. If you
I
have
know.
anything.
Um,
A lot
I
of
was
my stuff
gonna
is just old. It's
okay.
from like
I know you have to
I'm good on my time.
Okay.
Yes.
So I was wanting to maybe go into depth with this thing that you and I have, I guess, created.
Uh-huh.
Um, and we've named it meetings with we've named it meeting with myself.
Yes. And forgive us if we mentioned it here already because I feel like we may have, but I don't think we went into full depth.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think so either. Um, but I think you should kick it off because you've had a recent meeting with yourself.
Yes. So, I don't know how we started this,
Mm-hmm.
but it was like I do remember having the conversation of being like, I need to park time to do the things that I do, like for my work and for my even like side jobs. Like, because I feel like this started years ago,
Mm-hmm.
um, where I'm like, okay, I want to sit down and really map everything out, like come up with goals, come up with actual, like a plan of attack,
Yeah.
and then create just a routine or some sort of schedule or a to-do list or something to actively work on things that I genuinely want in
Mm-hmm.
life.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that recently because, like I said earlier, the holidays and stuff were just so busy to even start. So
Yeah.
I feel like it being January and everything's the schedule's a little bit more flexible and free. I was
Mm-hmm.
able to sit down and be kind of just thinking about, okay, for me, it was, we're going into our third year after lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
So some time has passed.
Yeah.
And now I feel like this year is the first year where we're starting it without any real um, fear as far as, okay, are we going to go on lockdown again? Are we doing whatever? Like, that's not really there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to really look at the things that I want in life. Like, for me, it was, what are things that you have regrets about? Like, why didn't I start that? Why is that
Mm.
still on my list? One of them being even fitness, like
Yeah.
getting in shape. Like, that's
Mm.
always on my list, getting in shape. So, what I did in the meeting was, okay, what does getting in shape mean for you? Is it
Mm.
losing weight? Is it a workout routine? Like, is it the frequency in which you go? So, I kind of just fell down this exercise video. Joe Rogan helps a lot.
Mm.
Um, but kind of just the mentality of fitness. And
Mm-hmm.
for me, this time, I'm doing a lot of um, kind of preserving my energy, but actually going to the gym
Mm-hmm.
versus having this big, like in leg days this day, and I'm gonna
Oh yeah.
train to failure and whatever. I'm really trying to not burn out. Like,
Mm.
I'm big picture, long game.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, I'm gonna come back tomorrow. I'm gonna come back the day after, and
Yeah.
just build a routine. Um, but in the meeting with myself, I did a lot of, which was different than before. I not only came up with goals, I really came up with little tiny tasks to achieve the bigger things that I want to do.
Okay. Can you set the scene? Like, are you actually writing this down?
Yeah,
Okay.
I sit at a table.
Yeah.
Um I didn't do it here in the office. It's just too close
Mm.
to other stuff. Like, I
Mm.
needed to be in a different
Yeah.
room, like a different plane of mental energy. Um so I sat down, and then I really thought, like, okay, what do you want? Like, big picture, what are things that you want to achieve, or what are things that you regret? Like, I regret not finishing this, or I regret not even like with the podcast, like I want that to grow.
Mm-hmm.
So it's coming up with little goals of, okay, what do you want, whatever.
Mm.
And then this time I really did a uh, kind of a like point blank, blunt. Okay, well, if this is what you want, then you know that these are the things that you need to do.
Yeah.
Like for the pod, it's like you need to record,
Mm-hmm.
you need to post things, you should promote it, like stuff like that. So
Yeah.
kind of prioritizing tasks and building out to-do lists and a schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I did.
I like that you came at it in a different way. Like that just kind of it it enlightened me a little bit. I like that you came at it as like, okay, what has been on your mind and like what do you have regrets about and what are the things that have just been circling your mind forever? Get them out.
That's what it
Cuz
was.
um I would uh that I'm going to do that cuz I would um just want to write down my goals, and it was just writing down the goals, but it wasn't like okay,
Yeah.
why do you want that, and what does that look like for you?
Yes. And also, even on top of that, you can ask, how does that feel if you have it?
Yeah, because you might even not want it.
Hmm.
It's this thing that you think you want though.
Yeah. I think to even kind of go a step after that too is being open to the possibility of trying to achieve that one thing might branch out into something else that you might enjoy
Mm,
even more.
yeah.
Like this might be a path to something else. So not limiting yourself to your goals,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
Yes. Like being open to other possibilities.
Yeah, like if for some reason you want to be a musician and you're upset like god I haven't started doing music, I'm so frustrated that I haven't done it, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And then if getting into music kind of leads into, oh, I actually really like, you know, doing the artwork that went with my
Mm,
cover art of whatever, or I liked doing the music videos, like shooting things, um, being open to the flexibility that your initial goal might just be a pathway to something else
mm-hmm.
too. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
But
Just
the whole
keeping,
point is to start.
yeah, just do it. Again, like it's just that simple. But I think it's very because you listen or you hear people, but you need to get it on paper or however you write it down.
Yeah.
It totally I don't know, because like it's just a mess in your head, and these things are just circling around constantly, because that's how I'm going to do that I wanted to do the meeting with myself this weekend,
Hmm.
because all week I felt like it was just going and going and going, and like I needed to like uh recalibrate
Yeah.
the things that are going on.
I feel like in writing it down, um, and coming up with a plan, like it does allow some level of uh just it stops the spinning
Mm,
in a sense, because you're not just thinking about it, you've carved out the time to really put your attention towards that thing that's spinning around, and also how to make it seem like it's in motion as far
mm,
as like coming to fruition and actually
Mm,
coming to life in
yeah.
in sense where it's just like when you think about it, you can think about it so much that it never happens.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, there's a danger to this as well, because
Hmm.
um you get excited, like, okay, let's do this, and then no action.
Yeah, so there's layers to it where you have the thing that's spinning around in your head of what you want to do and what you regret not doing, whatever. Then you can have the meeting with yourself and put a plan together to where it's okay, I've accepted and acknowledged that this is what I want to do. This is a goal. This is what I
Hmm.
want to get done. This is how I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Then I know I said this the last time, it you gain some level of dopamine or whatever where you feel accomplished in the fact that
Hmm.
you thought about doing it.
Yeah.
Um, so the big thing for me this go around is I put tasks like little things, little goals to achieve to gain a momentum because I feel like the momentum is almost more valuable than the goal.
Yeah, definitely.
Like that little inch by inch, step by step, like that really does add up. And it's a lot more valuable than the end, really.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
Like even for me with working out, it's not fast forward, oh, I'm in shape, I look a certain way, or my blood pressure's good, or whatever. It's more, what is more valuable is the discipline behind,
Mm.
okay, go
Yeah.
and keep going,
Hmm.
and the mentality behind just staying focused.
Hmm.
But yeah, it going back to your point, it is dangerous to come up with a plan and then that can just be just enough for you to be like, all right, that's it.
Yeah. The plan, you made the plan without uh, without action. I've done that so many times.
Yeah,
Cause yeah, you feel a sense of accomplishment after you write down the things you want to do.
you do. And you do get a level of payoff from that
Mhm.
where it's okay, I have all that I need. I've satisfied something.
Mhm.
And then the bigger issue is more time's just going to pass and then you're going to come right back here again.
Yeah.
Then you're going to have an added layer of guilt because not only is your goal not met, you thought about your goal and you put something together and you still didn't do it.
Yeah. Yep.
I think that that's being aware of that enough amount of times, you start to be like, okay,
Mhm.
I know this game
Mhm.
and I didn't do that this go around. But I think the
Good.
thing is that I can easily fall back down
Yeah.
stopping. So it's just kind of remembering.
Mhm.
That's another thing is we forget things so fast.
Oh my God. Yeah. I do, for sure.
Sometimes it's like, don't you remember that you wanted this?
Mhm.
And then you have to remind yourself.
Yeah. You get so caught up with like just daily BS that
Yeah.
whatever you sat down to write about what you wanted is like, hold on a second. I forgot that I did that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I forgot that I had this plan.
Hmm.
Or I forgot that I wanted this goal.
So how do you keep yourself in, like, how do you remind yourself of that? Because how would I mean, you did your meeting with yourself pretty recently, so it's still pretty fresh. How do you
Uh-huh.
think you're going to keep reminding yourself?
I think a big thing for me is the fact that I did write stuff down
Mm,
and put lists together of tasks to achieve to get to the bigger goal. So it is revisiting that list and that paper and those goals of, okay, did I put any work into this today or this week or whatever? Kind of just keep going back to your game plan.
Is it in a notebook or anything?
I have my lists on my phone. I
Okay.
use this app called, I've used it for a while. It's called Suru.
Mm-hmm.
Suru, I think. Um, but yeah, so it's, I don't know if you can see here, but it's just these little, you can have lists of just topics and then you can keep building. I think Evernote, or there's different things, but this one I like because I could just swipe things.
Mm.
Like, okay, that's done. Even lists for shopping.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm gonna go to the store, I have my grocery list, and I just swipe them off as I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
So I do have my daily things like stretch, meditate. I put together like a daily working out, stuff like that. And then I also have my I put together like goals.
Mm.
Oh, my work phone is buzzing.
Oh,
Hang on, I'm
shit.
gonna
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
gonna pause it.
Okay.
I was like, what's that sound? Anyway, so that's how I do it. I don't know. Do you have your?
I don't have a list or anything like that. That's what I'm going. That's why I'm asking you, like, because I'm gonna do this later.
Oh, okay.
So, um, and I think I'm going to write it down on paper, but then transfer it to my phone because I have my phone on me all the time.
Yeah, I try to not keep everything on the phone
Mm-hmm.
where I don't want to just be tied to my phone. Like, but the odds of me having my phone versus an iPad or a notebook are
Yeah.
more likely. So
Yeah.
I I mean, I think what could be helpful is having the paper so that you can get in that headspace of writing and not being distracted by a phone, by a
Mm.
device. Um, but yeah, I think maybe if you put together like the smaller lists or something that you need to keep revisiting,
Mm.
like, okay, I need to do these 4 tasks this week or whatever, that can go in the phone.
Mm-hmm.
So you can keep reminding yourself, okay, I have to do this to get here or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But because if it's in that notebook and that gets put into your desk or
Yeah.
whatever, it's easily forgotten.
Yeah. I think that's one of the reasons why I like, have fallen off with these meetings. So I need, yes, dailies are going on my phone.
Yeah.
Bigger picture is on paper.
Yeah. Yeah. The dailies can be, they add up towards the bigger picture,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't need to remind yourself of the bigger picture. Like that doesn't have to be in your phone every day.
No.
So it's the little things to get to that.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah.
maybe revisiting every 2 weeks. Like, okay, did I
Mm-hmm.
get to that bigger picture? What did I do? What now, if I did all that stuff, what do I need to do next? Kind of a
Mm-hmm.
thing. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like, even scheduling things out.
Mm.
Like, okay, on this day, I know I have to work on this. Or
Mm-hmm.
I just keep going back to working out because it's an easy thing, but like, okay, I know at this time is when I go to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what I'm
To
going to
be
do.
strict about it too, because like m- I'm thinking about, sorry, I'm just like thinking out loud, but setting a reminder on my phone every 2 weeks. Okay, do the meeting with yourself. And if
Yeah.
something pops up, you need to make sure you sit down and do it.
Yeah. And if you can't do it that day, reschedule it.
Mm-hmm.
But reschedule it.
And
Don't
do
like, oh,
it.
I didn't do it today and then it's
Yeah.
gone. Yeah, calendaring things is really big.
Mm.
I know I got that from one of those what was that, Skillshare? One of those classes
Yeah.
that I canceled all that stuff. Oh, that's another thing I learned.
Skillshare's expensive.
Yes, it was. And I paid for the whole year.
Yeah, Jesus.
Another thing that I did learn is I'm somewhat stopping the concept of school where it's I don't know enough of that to do it. I need to go do this
Mm-hmm.
versus just trying something.
Mm.
Like another example with working out. Like, do I need to find the right arm day workout? Like, just
No,
go.
yeah.
You can get stuck in like trying to teach yourself things so much that you don't do them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yep. Yes.
I I've been so guilty of that. Like that Skillshare thing. It
Yeah.
was instead of learning whatever I want to do or attempting to do whatever I want to do, I spent more time thinking that I need to learn all this other stuff first before even trying.
Mm-hmm.
When, yes, obviously things do need an education, but there has to be some level of like kicking yourself out of the nest in a way of like, okay, well, go. You can also
Yeah.
learn as you go.
Do you think that's a generational thing because we have access to all these YouTube videos and Skillshare? Do you think that's a generational thing?
I I think so. I think for me, I know I've been just so trained on school. Like
Mm.
everything's always school.
Mm.
Like there's no real learning outside of getting an education to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Um and I feel like that's hindered me in a way where I'm like, well, I didn't study that, so I don't know how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I do jump into things knowing on a confident level of I know I can figure it out.
Yeah.
Um, but I just have fallen into certain patterns of like, what's the perfect morning routine? And I'm looking that up.
Yeah.
Or like, what's the perfect workout? What's the perfect meal plan? What's the perfect this? And it's researching. Everything's just
Mm.
researching. And it's why don't you try going to the gym and maybe doing what works best for you?
That's what I was gonna say. Like, this isn't one size fits all.
Yeah.
You can't do these things sometimes, and it doesn't work for you sometimes.
Like the thing with me in the gym now is I've learned that not going so freaking hard, which I've always done, is what's working out for me.
Mm.
And it took me a long time to get here, but
Mm.
I found something that works for me.
Mm-hmm.
But there are videos where the people are like, do this to failure.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like,
You're gonna blow your back out, and then you're done for 2 weeks, and then you don't want to go back or whatever.
yeah, because you're sore and tired.
Yeah.
So, like, finding, I think knowing more about yourself and then going out there, figuring things out, and then
Yeah.
seeing, okay, I know that this is what is best for me
Mm-hmm.
in terms of whatever goal it is.
Yeah.
Like, this is my goal, but this is how I need to get there
Mm-hmm.
versus template.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's
Yeah.
just
You can't
doing
get
it.
that from a YouTube video.
No, you're just wasting more time.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you just research until you
And
lose your
then
interest.
that's another dopamine effect too. It's like it feels as if you're doing it.
And you're not.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, just whatever it is that's in the meeting, a big part of it is just actually doing
Action.
one little thing
Yeah.
to work towards something.
Yeah.
Um, So that's the meetings with ourselves.
Yeah. I'm gonna have one later and maybe I'll talk about it next week. I don't know if you guys want to listen to that again.
I need to revisit everything that I wrote down in mine, and maybe we can do like a
Oh,
how are we
okay.
doing with our meetings.
Okay.
Um, let me see in my notes if I have anything else, but I think we covered everything.
How long has it been? How long have we been recording?
I think a little over an hour.
Okay. That happens fast.
We're in flow
Yes, the
flow
flow
state.
state.
And I've learned that that's when it's enough anxiety. Like, is it enough stress and anxiety mixed with enjoyment or something?
Oh, really?
Interest is what flow is.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like you have enough, it's difficult enough as far
Mm,
as stress and anxiety to where it keeps you interested, but
yeah.
it's easy enough to where you're not failing.
Mm,
And then that's the
okay.
level off.
Yeah. Where you're just so in it.
Because you're focused enough that you have to pay attention,
Mm-hmm.
but it's effortless enough to where you're not worried
Or bored.
or bored.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Interesting.
yeah, the only thing on my list is we're gonna have our Harry Potter meeting for our
Oh
family
yeah.
book
Oh
club.
shit. I need to get on that book.
Gotta read that book. I finished Punisher,
Uh-huh.
so I went from hardcore violence to Green Gots. So
Yeah. Of course you're gonna have weird dreams.
yes, but I do want to buy this series, whatever this was.
That's the one you finished?
I finished this one, so I've already
Did
read
you?
two.
Do you think you're gonna keep those or
I think I'm a fan.
look at you,
I think
you
I
have a
found.
shirt.
I know. I think. Remember how we kept
You
saying
are a
like
fan.
there's some like how do people get so into something? How do people like
You're
I'm not
in
interested.
it.
I like it.
Good.
Like I want to read everything.
Good.
This is like the one thing I like. Like as far as like shows
Yeah.
or lore. Is that lore?
Mhm. Yeah, it's lore.
Yeah, like I think I'm a fan.
You're a Punisher fan.
Yeah, like I want everything.
Go get it.
Like I just bought I think we said it on here. There's a couple movies. I
Mm-hmm.
just bought it's gonna come today, I think. I bought the DVD for the first movie that I think came out in the 80s.
Okay.
I'm like, I know that I don't I have to get something out of that. It's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
good because I like 80s.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll do a review next time. But I'm a Punisher fan.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, yeah, get it all because, like, it's going to be different versions or I don't know, stories, or so you're gonna like really get to know his story in different ways.
And I like that. Like I'm actually interested in it's I'm sure the same basics are there. Because I
Mm,
mean, I just read this book. I've read the other book that's newer.
mm-hmm.
Some stuff's still the same. I've watched the show. But I, I I like it so much that I like new takes on it,
Mm,
kind of a thing.
good. Wow.
Versus where it's like, oh, that's just a remake. Where
Yeah.
you're not interested because the first one's better, kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just like different iterations.
Well, then that's perfect that you're into it, like a Marvel character, because there's a lot of iterations of all their characters.
I like how my interest in superhero whatever is a person that's not a superhero.
That seems pretty on brand, though.
Yeah. I feel like I would be with the other people that are into comics. And it's like, who's your favorite superhero? And it's like the Punisher. It's like,
Yeah.
he's not even a
He,
superhero.
he's in it though. He's part of the
Yeah,
Marvel crew.
he's part of the brand.
Yeah.
Um, so once we're done with Harry Potter, I'm gonna get back into that.
Yeah. Are you almost done with Harry Potter?
No, not as
Yeah.
far as I'd like to be, but that's part of it. Puts me to sleep.
Good. Yeah. I mean, it's a cute story to read before. It's not stressful yet in the first book. It's
Yeah,
still cute and whatever.
yeah, endearing.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
thank you for catching up with us, everybody.
yeah. Oh, I wanted to mention that you fixed something. So like on Spotify
Oh,
on our
right.
channel, you can watch the videos
Yeah.
too instead of just going to YouTube or whatever.
Yeah, so hopefully that helps with anyone who listens to Spotify um, when we do make references to things on camera.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I I had found that feature, but I never tried it out because I was nervous that it wouldn't work. But it seems to be working. So yeah,
Yeah, it's working.
if you don't want to have YouTube up, you
Yeah.
could just get the visual aid
Yeah.
via
Yeah, I like
Spotify.
to watch podcasts on Spotify. I don't know why.
I've evolved to that too, where I'm like, I want to see them talking.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a few podcasts that I watch on Spotify,
That's
and
why
that's
I've
nice
been
because then you just
watching.
take it to like you can have it just be the audio.
Mhm.
So
That's why I've been watching like or listening to our older episodes as well. Well, our older episodes didn't have the video, but like it's made me want to go back and like listen to our older episodes.
it's so crazy that we have older episodes because I just go back to when we were like wanting to start. Now we have a
And
catalog,
I
like an
know.
archive.
And then it's like it is archives and it's like a lot has changed. Like we've definitely changed.
Yeah,
Our viewpoints are changing as well. And that's just how it is.
yeah. It's
I'm glad I'm not the same person I was last, the year prior.
different priorities, just different like views on things. Like I know I'm totally different too.
I'm so glad that the things that I I'm so glad that some of the things that I've said in the past like make me cringe now because it's like you're different.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it shows growth.
Yeah.
If you can't look back on your past and have some level of like,
Like,
ooh,
yeah,
then
you're not growing.
you're not growing.
No. I'm probably going to look back on this and cringe a little bit, but that's fine.
Yeah, and same here. It's always just, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you everyone for coming along with us on the ride.
Yeah, let's get into this new year of we're going to make this grow a little bit more.
Yes, yes, we are. And we're going to be better about staying on track with the things that we intend to do.
Mhm. And if you want to chime in again, you can always email at cousin discussion podcast at gmail.com,
Mhm.
cousin discussion on YouTube, cousin discussion on Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Yes. And or watch them now.
Yeah, watching whatever. Thank you for listening.
Yes, thank you everyone, and we will see you next week. Until
Okay.
next time. Bye.
Bye.